You are now chopping it up with the Nerd Barbershop Podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerd Barbershop Podcast. I'm Terran Williams. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode and hanging out with me for a little bit. So this episode is kind of special. It's kind of be a little bit shorter. But I'm actually talking about my debut book. I just published my first book. I'm really excited about it. It's called The Frozen Pour. It is an anthology of slushie recipes. If you've been following me on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, I make alcoholic slushies. I've been doing slushies for a few years now. It started out with Kool-Aid slushies is kind of how it started. And then as I got older, it kind of evolved into more alcoholic beverages. And so this recipe book is actually going to be dedicated to my alcoholic slushie recipes. I just want to talk about kind of the book a little bit. I don't want to get too much into the book. I do want you guys to check it out. You can currently buy it on lulu.com. I will throw a link into the description of the YouTube video when I post that. But lulu.com, go to their bookstore and type in The Frozen Pour. So that's The Frozen, Frozen, Pour, like, pour, like you're pouring a drink. And so just a little bit about the book. I decided to do an ebook, one, so I don't have to pay printing fees, but also because I could use the ebook to kind of connect it to a lot of my other projects. So you can, so the first 4 recipes in the book actually have videos, so that directly connects to the YouTube channel. So it's kind of connecting the book to the YouTube channel. Then of course the YouTube channel is connected to the podcast and the website and stuff like that. I actually I think there's a link to the website in the ebook as well, and like the copyright section, I throw in some of my stuff. Even like if you go to lulu.com, I have like an author spotlight page which has all of my social media, the website, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. And so it is 10 recipes. I decided on 10 recipes because 10 I think is a good number for recipes. I didn't want to go too crazy. It was kind of funny when I was looking at some of the other books that are on lulu.com and some of the other recipe books and other cookbooks. They're like 200 pages, 252 pages. Like there's like these really big, books, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing all that. So my ebook is actually probably, I think it's about 20 pages, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on like how it's spaced out. But yeah, it's about 20 pages, and I like the way it's set up because it kind of gets right into the recipes. There's not a lot of fluff. There's not a lot of like extra stuff. You kind of you have the title cover, the cover art. You have the copyright pages, a little dedication page that I did, kind of to the dreamers. Read the book. You kind of see what I kind of dedicate the book to, the people that are just dreaming and following your goals, and and then we get kind of right into the recipes, because writing a recipe book is something I never thought I would do. Because if you know me personally, I absolutely hate writing recipes. Like I just don't do it. It's hard. Like it's something about it. Like I'm very free flowing in the kitchen, if you will. I kind of know where I want to get to, even if I don't know the exact amount or the exact portion or the exact measurements. I kind of know what taste I want. I know what flavor I want. I know where I want to get mentally. It's kind of hard for me to write that out. I just kind of flow. Or, I stop seasoning till the ancestors, I will stop seasoning when the ancestors tell me to stop. If you know, you know. And it's kind of how I approached it. And that's why doing a food cookbook might be something that's way down the line. But for me personally, the slushies are pretty easy. Because I basically came up with my own method of formula that I do pretty much for every single recipe. Like they all have different ingredients, but the procedure and the method I do to kind of freeze the slushies and make them is the exact same across the board. So I was like, since this is pretty identical, I could probably do that 10 times pretty easily, and just keep track of like the ingredients, which is what I do. And so you have 10 recipes. It's kind of cool, kind of starting with the bourbon slushie, which is actually the first alcoholic slushie I actually ever made, was the bourbon slushie, to the last slushie, which was actually the Chicago Sunset, which is probably one I take a lot of pride in, because it took a few months to get that right. But I got the color right, and I got the taste right first, and then when I got the color right for Chicago Sunset, I'm like, okay, that's it, we're done. Write the book. We're good. And and I give a lot of credit, because even like the bourbon slushie is actually based off of another recipe that I found in allrecipes.com. I actually have a link to the original recipe in the book. So again, I give credit where credit's due, because it's not like a completely like, oh, I made the recipe completely from scratch. I took that recipe as a base and I kind of like switched some stuff here and there, stuff that I personally like more, and used it. And I made sure I gave credit to the original recipe. Of course, since that recipe actually has a video, the YouTube channel's connected there. So it goes bourbon. I don't remember. I don't think I know them all in order. I guess that's pretty good. So it's like the bourbon slushy, whiskey sour slushy. I'm a big whiskey sour person. I've been drinking whiskey sours since after college. It's my drink of choice when I go out to bars a lot of times. If I want like a harder cocktail, I'll do a whiskey sour. Uh, my Crown Royal green apple slushy, which is pretty popular, which is like one of the few posts on Facebook I've actually done that's gone like kind of viral. It had like over 1,000 shares and stuff like that. So it's like one of the few things I've done that has kind of gone viral. And then the last one that has a video is my Crown Royal peach slushy, which is the one that has like the peach rings and stuff like that. It was one of my personal favorite ones. So those first four all have videos. The next one is my Smirnoff pink lemonade slushy, which is the Smirnoff pink lemonade cocktail that they had, and then like a couple of different pink lemonade. It was really good. And then after those five, actually, the next five are all original. I think I made actually the back five slushies all came in 2023. If I'm pretty sure that I made them all this year. And I was like, okay, I gotta crank these out. I got an ideas. So you get into the everything's coming up rosé slushy, which is the play on everything coming up roses. That slushy was really fun to make. It was really smooth because rosé is a very light wine. So you get a bunch of, I think I used 3 different rosés. It's 2 different full bottles of rosés. A sparkling or Welch's sparkling rosé, and like the small barefoot bottles of rosé, like kind of has like the capper at the end, which is really fun. I think one of my personal favorite slushies that I made is my hard apple slushy. Which, if you know, I'm a big hard cider fan. Like, I love hard cider. Hard cider is pretty much just adult apple juice. Like, come on. And that was really fun, especially now we're in fall. I think that's a really good fall slushy, in my opinion. It just works really well because it's like apple juice, apple cider, a little bit of lime juice. There's, of course, Angry Orchard hard cider in it. I think I used Angry Orchard as like the topper at the end, I believe. Yeah, just so the fizz so you don't lose the fizz as it's freezing. From the Angry Orchard is actually like the topper at the end, and then you put 2 like apple wedges, like a green apple wedge and a red apple wedge, like in the cup. One of my favorite pictures, I think, out of all of them too. Like, it just, I don't think all the pictures are actually really good. Like, there isn't really like a favorite picture for me, but I do like the hard apple slushy a lot. I think after that one, after that one is my my Jack and Cola cherry lime slushy, because I like cherry limeade, and Jack and Coke is a thing, but didn't want to put Coke because Coke is trademark, so it's like a Jack and Cola situation. So Jack and Cola cherry limeade slushy, which is really good. I like, oh snap, anyway, I like I like cherry limeade. I'm not a big Jack drinker, but because I know Jack and Coke works really well together. I know Coke and cherry, well, there's cherry Coke. So basically kind of put those ideas together. Came with that. I like the color of that one a lot. That one actually has a really cool picture with the cherry in the middle with the lime wedge on the side. I thought that was a really good presentation. I really enjoyed that one. After that one is the orange pineapple slushy, which is really good. I like orange pineapple. Orange pineapple like juice is one of my favorite juices of all time. Like, it's top 5 for me. I really love orange pineapple juice, and so for that one, I was like, okay, let me do that. There's like Ciroc. There's pineapple Ciroc in it, which was, pineapple Ciroc is really good, and I was like, okay, I gotta use that. There's orange liqueur in it, and there's like pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice. There's some other stuff in there too. I really like that one, and that one I actually do 2 ways. Where there's one that's actually in a traditional cup, but then the other one's actually I hollowed out a pineapple and just put the slushy in the pineapple. I thought that'd be cool. So if you want to do like more of a summery thing, put it in the pineapple if you want. You want like more classic all year round, but then like just a traditional cup or glass or whatever you got. And then of course, that's the 9th slushy. Then the very last slushy in the book, which I kind of mentioned earlier, is the Chicago Sunset. Which one I was inspired by, like leaving home from work. I'm waiting on the bus and looking at the sky. I'm like, I could make that a slushy. I just let my brain's like, that could be a slushy. Cause I was like, after I got the orange pineapple slushy done, I needed one more. I couldn't figure out what was the last slushie gonna be, and I'm just looking like I just kept looking at the sky like that looks like a slushie. I think I can do that, and it just took a few months to kind of get it right. I kind of do the process in the book, like kind of just how I build it up, but it just took a little while because it took getting but I wanted to get the colors right, and a lot of people, oh Terry, like it tasted really good. Like the first time I made it, the colors all kind of like blended together, so I got this purpley color, but it tasted really good. So the flavor was perfect. So I knew I was on the right track. I just needed to get the gradient type color. And if you actually look at the cover art for the book, the cover art might look like a Chicago sunset. It is. It's actually, that was the inspiration for those slushies. I'm actually gonna talk about the cover too. I figured why not talk about the cover art as well. But yeah, but the Chicago sunset is, and the reason why I call it the Chicago sunset, not only because it's inspired by sunsets here in the city, but also because I use a whiskey rye, or a rye whiskey. There we go. A rye whiskey that's actually made in Chicago, out in Logan Square. It's called Blind Tiger. It's like a small batch company. I think it's family owned out in Logan Square, so it's made here in the city. Which is something I want to make sure that the Chicago that slushy in particular has something in Chicago, and even the garnish is like it's for maraschino cherries, and the four cherries represents the four red stars on the Chicago flag. So that's kind of tying it all back into the city, the color of the sky, the cherries, and then even the whiskey that's in the drink itself is from Chicago. So the cover art is really cool. The cover art is done by one of my coworkers at the movie theater I currently work at. Name is Fox. Fox did a great job. It was just funny because I was like, the book was pretty much done, and I'm like, okay, I need to get a cover art. Like I had to do it, and I was kind of like, asking some people and just trying to like hit up people, but it wasn't working. And I'm just thinking and just kind of praying, like, man, like who can I get to do the book? And and guys like, your coworker is an artist. I'm like, oh, duh. Let me just ask Fox. And Fox is actually out of town that weekend. That when the Monday I asked him, or I messaged him, he was actually coming back in town from going out of town to tabling at another event. I'm like, hey Fox, you be interested in the cover art? Fox was like, yes, I'm down. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's up? What do you need? And I, gave him just kind of the idea of my vision. Did a quick sketch. Kind of was going through it. By Tuesday night, the very next night, the cover was done. So I thank Fox so much for doing that, and just being like efficient. Just like, oh yeah, I got you, because Fox doesn't really get to do a lot of art that he would like to do. It's busy work, doesn't quite, gets kind of tired from work, so doesn't get to do all the artwork he would like to do. So I'm kind of happy to give him this opportunity and just kind of being forever connected to the book. If you want to check out some of Fox's artwork, if you actually go to the book, I put Fox's Instagram page in the book as well in the copyright section, because I want to make sure that he got copyrighted for his work that he did. So the cover art is done by Fox, and I actually have the Instagram page in the book as well, so you can click on that, go to the Instagram page, and check out what he does. And even I think the name, The Frozen Pour, was really cool because it actually it just kind of came to me. Like, it wasn't something that I thought of on my own. It was a kind of a group effort. I really thank God, because I remember talking about like writing an ebook. I remember back 2022, I was kind of like kind of brainstorming the idea of doing an ebook, and people said, oh yeah, I need to come up with a title, and some people gave me some ideas. Actually, one of my former classmates in high school, Kasha, actually gave me the subtitle idea for an Anthology of Slushie recipes. She was like, hey, whatever you come up with for the title, make the subtitle an Anthology of Slushie recipes. I loved it. I kept it, and and actually I did a Facebook and Instagram post kind of thanking her for that side of it, because I wouldn't have came up with that on my own. That was all her, and so I always make sure that she gets credit for that. And I remember I was going to sleep that night, and I always have a lot of these ideas right like in between, like when I'm falling asleep but I'm not quite asleep yet, and my brain's still kind of churning. I'm just thinking and trying to figure out stuff, and I just remember trying, like, what's the name of it? I need something cool, but something that makes sense, something that works with drinks, but something that works with like cold drinks, and just trying to think about it. And I bless and I thank God. I remember God was like, what about the Frozen Pour? And I'm like, that was just perfect. And I remember I kept the name, and I actually kept the name of the book pretty close to the vest for a very long time, for about a year. I kept the name of the book close to the chest. I think I only told like a handful of people, but as the book was getting finished, I started to tell more people and show people like what I was doing and the idea, like, and people were just like, "Oh man, yeah, do it. Oh yeah, publish. Let me know when you publish it. Let me know when it's ready." And now the book is completely out. The copyright page is out. It's published. You can buy it. I can talk about it more freely now because I've had the name for about a year, and just kind of blessed, just for that, just for the spirit of doing it, because a lot of people don't do things, and I think even after I published the book, Lulu.com just send me, it's like, congratulations, we can't wait to help you. I also like this little fact that 0.002% ever publish a book, like, in the world. Only, so like all the books in the library and stuff like that, that's a combined only 0.002% of people actually publish a book. And it's kind of, I was like, wait, that's wild. Not even 1% of people like publish a book. It's less than 1%. So now I'm in that less than 1%. Is really it's really cool. And it's really a blessing. It's really just something different. It's something that I never thought I would do. If you had told me like 10 years ago I would write a book, I wouldn't believe you. But we're here now, 2023. The book is officially out. The book is published. Again, you can buy the book. I'm trying to also I have it set up for global distribution, but still pending. I'm not sure how long that takes. So I'm just letting it do its thing, and hopefully it can get up on like Amazon Kindle and the Apple Bookstore and Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. But right now, you can buy the book again on Lulu.com. So that is Lulu, LULU.com. Go to their bookstore and then just search for the Frozen Pour. There's the THEFROZENPOUR. And you can check out the book. You can buy the book currently right now. Again, check it out. Even if you don't buy the book, just if you listen to this podcast, I appreciate you listening to the podcast, liking the podcast, telling your friends. If you buy the book, let me know if you like the recipes, if you like the book. If you made any of the recipes, send them to me. I'm everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you feel like calling it personally. Let me know. Let me know what you think, and thank you again so much for supporting the podcast as well. Like, just there's a lot of things I've done now that I never thought I would do. Never thought I would do a YouTube channel, a podcast, and now now having a book is kind of crazy, but it's just a blessing, and just keep going. And like I was kind of saying, I've gotten a lot of stuff done in 2023. It's just a blessing, and you never know like what the year holds for you till you go through the year. So, and the year's not even done yet. So I'm very blessed. I thank God for just the opportunity and just the mind to do it and the creativity to do it. And thank you to everybody that's been supporting it and supporting the podcast and the YouTube channel, liking videos, sharing the podcast. And now with the book being out, sharing the book, talking about the book, being excited for the book and being excited that I wrote the book is really cool, because one of the things I always learn is sometimes you have to do stuff not just for you. You have to do stuff to inspire the people that are watching you, because people are like, they're waiting for you to do the thing they said you were going to do. And if you do it, sometimes it'll just be that'll be enough of a boost from, okay, let me sit down and write this book, or let me write this journal, or get this autobiography done, or let me make this music, lay down this track, record this video, do this review. So always do, like, get the strength just to do it, like take the first step in doing the thing that you say you're going to do, because you never know who behind you is watching and who behind you is inspired because of you. So I want to leave you with that. Thank you so much again for listening and watching the Nerd Barbershop Podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Always and forever, slicing, dicing gaming, not just a motto, it's a lifestyle. I'll see you next podcast. Later.